Part 6. Smoking, drying, salting, and pickling. Ancient tribes had many methods for preserving food, though not as efficiently as grains. A big one was smoking. We had smoking since the time we had fire in caves, and the smoke would add flavor and an antimicrobial effect to the meat. Drying was also added to this process as the smoke didn't penetrate deep into the meat. Drying was used to preserve some plants and other foods as well when possible. People near the ocean realized the advantage of salt in food rather quickly to extend food life, which made life hostile to bad bacteria and also had drying properties as well. So when it became a full-on art form, meat would get smoked, dried, and salted and could be stored for a really long time. They would then take salt and pickle veggies and greens, often adding herbs for flavor. There were two kinds of pickles, salt and vinegar pickles. You can make either of these at home. Kimchi is still made using clay pots and buried in the ground in Korea, but you can also make them in the fridge. The ancient Thai and Vietnamese people would have flooding in their rice paddies and end up with fields of stranded fish. So they wrapped them in rice as food for good bacteria and buried them in the ground. The rice fermented, creating an acidic environment, and they ended up tossing the old rice, but having preserved meat, which had probiotic benefits. Over time, they would only ferment the rice short-term and eat it raw, and even later, they would just wrap fresh fish in rice and eat it that way, giving us sushi and sashimi. Most of our ancestors had some form of fermentation process which helped their gut microbe and extended the life of their food. However, agriculture began changing our world irreversibly, with completely different cultures, never to return to hunter-gatherer.